And it's great to have you with us. The Electricity Company of Ghana says it will go ahead with the resumption of their operations and the full restoration of their services to customers in the Yilo Krobo district of the Eastern region. The resumption of their operations follows the closure of their offices 2 months ago when some angry youth in the area stormed the offices in protest of what they describe as overbilling. Joy News' Matilda Wemega has more in the following report.
It's exactly 2 months since some angry youth of Yilo Krobo demonstrated against the Electricity Company of Ghana. The angry youth besieged the ECG offices, vandalizing properties as well as burning of vehicles belonging to the police. This led to the arrest of some of the youth who were later granted bail. The ECG workers stayed away from their offices following threats over their lives. The Yilo Krobo Traditional Council as well as the ECG has held a series of meetings to resolve the impasse. A joint communique has been issued by both parties outlining the measures they intend to take. The acting corner of Yilo Krobo Traditional Area, Osayem Tete Odonko Tume I, condemned the actions of the youth.
Electricity Company of Ghana, too, have to take care of their cost level and not assume that because they are a monopoly in their way, they can slap on any level of bills at any time. These are some of the fundamental problems which are causing the fracas between the customer and the service provider.
Managing Director of ECG, Engineer Samuel Boachib Apia, who led a delegation from Accra to Somanya, says ECG has put in place a complaint resolution procedure.
You cannot just say that you have overbilled. How do I determine that you have been overbilled? It is when I examine your bill, interrogate our system, look at your consumption record, and in fact there are various processes involved. We are putting a mechanism to address everybody's concern or grievance. So when they they come to our offices, whatever issue that they have will be addressed by our staff who have been prepared just for that.
Some youth in Krobo are, however, unhappy with the current billing system.
We are not happy for this thing. What happened today? Madam, listen to me well. This is what they are saying. We people as a Krobo voice, we wrote a resolution.
So what exactly do you want?
We want the ECG, the 2 years overbilling and accommodation of the billing and unnecessary removing meters. The meters, they sold it to us. It's our Bonaparte property. So they don't have power to come and review the meters. So they should bring our meters and to abolish the old bills and bring us a new bill.
The ECG is saying that these issues you are talking about, they are saying their offices are open.
This ECG in Lower Manya and Yilo, we are disappointed in them because these people, when you go there, we are here for our money. So if you bring the money, pay. If you didn't pay, take. Then they throw your paper away. So today they are come to do it.
Meanwhile, the police in the area say they have intensified the operations, which include day and night patrols, as well as providing 24-hour security at all ECG offices in the area.
We have intensified patrols, both day and night. We have men on the grounds who are doing the foot patrols. Their premises have been protected by the police 24/7. We are there every day, day and night. Those workers in town, we assure them that we are there to protect them, so they should go about their duty without anything. The police is there to protect them. They have to, as police, we are doing our work. If you commit crime, you go contra the rules, you are arrested and prosecuted.
The Electricity Company of Ghana is expected to embark on a massive public education campaign in the area. For Joy News, Matilda Wemega, Somanya, Eastern Region.
To the Central Region now, where a former Upper West Regional Minister and a senior lecturer at the University of Education, Winneba, Professor Abianso, is citing politics and tribalism as the domineering causes of the troubles of the university. According to him, the academic space at the university has been poisoned to the extent that there are lots of uncertainties and stagnation at that institution. The former minister was locked out and prevented from using the conference room of the university, while some journalists were molested in their attempts to access the conference room. Richard Kojonyako was there and has filed this report.
It is because things are being, that's why we need to tell the things the way they are. It is because things are happening the way they are happening. Because if it's the normal way we have had, there's no one that prevents me from giving my speech. Why would somebody, it's unusual in academia for anybody to say, don't enter to have a talk. I don't see it.
In a charged atmosphere, Professor Avienso, the former Upper West Regional Minister and a senior member of the University of Education, Winneba, delivered his lecture that centered on the UEW impasse to about 100 lecturers and students in darkness because he was prevented from using the conference room. The security personnel locked him out of the lecture venue and forced them to use light of mobile phones at the frontage of the conference room. He titled the lecture, The UEW Brouhaha, an Insider's Perspective. Professor Avienso doesn't understand why the Pro-Vice Chancellor, who himself should have been affected by the consequential orders of the courts, should continue to be in the helm of affairs, and blamed politics and tribalism as the undercurrents in the current troubles of UEW and want the academic space to be left alone for solely academic activities. He's been questioning certain decisions taken by the judge handling the case in matters of capacity of the plaintiff and the interest of UTAC that has a 95% of its members who stand to be affected by the court's decision.
We have interest. 95 of our members, UTAC, were appointed during the tenure of that one. So we can't just, if we want to join, we have to join. 62 members were promoted. No, we can't just sit down. We are interviewed. Supi Kwaira, who is not even within the university, has interest and he wants to change things within our institution. We have more interest. They say that the Pro-Vice Chancellor, by section 14(2)(b) of Act 272, I didn't know why the judge didn't look at the other section of the Act. I'm surprised. I'm very surprised. Shall act in the running of the Fair Responder University and shall perform other duties of the Vice Chancellor, albeit together with the statutory members of the Finance Committee, because finance officer is gone, so they need somebody, of the First Responder University, that is us, until a new council is put in place. Is put in place. Or at the end, the determination of the case. I hope you understand that. Yeah. So you have to try and let the province act. So when council then comes, it ceases. And the Act even says that. So I don't know why we should even say it. Injunction which the judge, the university shut down after 13 June. On the 13th June, the judge made some pronouncement. So the university was shut down by ourselves. But he later denied. He blamed the registrar for allegedly shutting down the university. Then see what happened. The senior members were unhappy with the minister's position because he was not properly...
Now let's stay with education, because Education Minister Dr. Matthew Opoku-Pempe has assured quality and equity will not be compromised as government prepares to implement the free senior high school policy in September this year as planned. During a Meet the Press encounter in Accra, Dr. Opoku-Pempe said government will also construct 42 model schools to support the initiative.
In the State of the Nation address in 2017, and I quote, said, luckily, there is a consensus amongst us on the need to provide quality education to all of Ghana's children. If I am in a hurry, I am in a hurry to ensure that every child born in this country attends school from kindergarten to senior high school. In other words, that is the basic education that each child is required to receive. That is what the President hopes and aspires to achieve in his tenure. We intend to reform the basic school curricula with emphasis on literacy, numeracy, creativity. And just in case there is anyone left in this country who has not heard yet, free SHS starts with a 2017-2018 entrance into the public senior high school. The President then directed that the budget should take care of the first term of the 2017-2018 academic year. The President then went to Kapaman Secondary School, and let's listen to what he said amongst others. Let me take this opportunity to spell out clearly what we intend to do so that no one in Ghana is left in any doubts. By free SHS, we mean that in addition to tuition, which is already free, there will no longer be admission fees. library fees, science fees, no computer lab fees, no examination fees, no utility fees. There will be free textbooks. That is a new addition on the GS approved list. Free textbooks, free boarding, free meals, and day students will get a meal for free, another addition. So day students now are also going to be fed in school. Free SHS will cover agricultural, vocational, and technical institutions at the high school level.
Now, majority of pupils at the basic school level, according to the U.S. Agency for International Development's USAID, cannot read. A situation stakeholders agree, if not checked, can affect the quality of education and thereby affects the country's development. As part of measures to address this challenge, stakeholders have been deliberating on the way forward in whipping up school children's interest in cultivating a healthy reading habit. Dr. James Dobson is the Education Office Director at the USAID.
Okay, it's about all Ghanaian children reading. That is the product, the goal, and the brand. And the U.S. government, through the United States Agency of International Development, has been working with the Ministry of Education, Ghana Education Services, and a variety of partners to help raise the reading scores of children, and especially the early grades of primary school. Based on guidance we received from the Ministry of Education early in the project, we are working in the 11 official languages of the national curriculum. We've had tremendous success in Yendi, in the Dagbani language, this past year, and now we have proof of concept. Now we're going to try to prove scalability, and in this next year we're going to be working with the Ministry and Ghana Education Service to scale up to all 10 regions, 100 districts, almost 7,000 schools. We'll be training 27,000 teachers and hopefully raising the reading scores of 1.1 million Ghanaian children. You know, Ghanaians love education. Every Ghanaian wants their child to be able to read, count, and be creative in school. So we have tremendous support throughout the country. And today we met with some corporate leaders, and it looks like we're going to have support from corporate Ghana too, which is great.
Meanwhile, Chief Executive Officer of the Salt and Light Ministries, Dr. Joyce Aye, has been throwing light on how to effectively achieve the desired result.
He said that children should learn with their local language. It's not because we want to reduce their ability to do well. Now, English is a subject that also needs to be learned. We must not take it for granted that because some of us speak English, we can go and teach English. And what I notice is that we are not putting emphasis on the learning of English for teaching. And that is creating a lot of problems. Everybody who teaches, whether they're teaching physics, whether they're teaching biology or chemistry or mathematics, must have a great understanding, must be able to comprehend what they are giving out. And their understanding of English is critical. So if we want a good educational system, then the teaching of languages is critical, because it is the understanding of the language that will enable those who are teaching the subject to actually impart the knowledge. And I'm looking for the time when we will place emphasis, a great emphasis, on the learning of English as a subject, so that we'll be able to run a good educational system. The system itself, in terms of what we are supposed to learn, is not bad. But I think it is those, it's because we're not placing emphasis on the teachers who are going to help us to comprehend what needs to be learned. And once we focus on teachers and we really empower them with the right skills, things will change.
Now, moving on, at least 12 people have been killed in the last year in the Asokore Mampong municipality as officials report an alarming wave of crime in that area. Municipal Chief Executive Ali Dusedu says the situation defies the provision of police stations in a number of communities in that peri-urban settlement. Ohiming Terrier has more.
The latest murder is Tuesday's stabbing to death of a son of the assemblyman for Akrim in an argument, allegedly over 30 Ghana cedis debt. Alhaji Alidu says police stations have been built at Borbine, Asomasi and Pakoso for improved security. He, however, indicates there is more work to be done to arrest the current crime wave. Asomasi constituency, until the creation of the Asokore Mampong municipality 5 years ago, was a hotspot for crime. The advent of the municipality, provision of police stations and a district court were hailed as a major development to bring the situation under control. Officials, however, say there is still a long way to go in the fight against crime and violence. 9 people died in a stampede at an Ido fatal jam at Asomasi last year. 1 person was shot at a similar event a year later. 32-year-old Amos Arthur was stabbed to death on Tuesday by a colleague in an argument. Alhaji Alidu is at a loss how the youth gets access to guns, and he wants the assembly to take a critical look at the issue. He told the first sessional meeting neighborhood watch committees will be strengthened to augment police efforts.
We are liaising with the company to come and upgrade one football field within Asawasi community, within Asawasi enclave, within the Asawasi itself, Dogomoro Park. They will come and develop it with an artificial turf. When they do that, the use will be enormous. Social gatherings will be held there, sporting activities will also be held there. So once you have social and entertainment going on, we can regulate the use, when to start, when to end. If not, you have people, all manner of people everywhere organizing entertainment during Christmas and Eid al-Fitr. If that is allowed, it will continue to be like this. So it's one step to curtail this problem. Now that's number 1. Number 2, like I said in the address, we are encouraging our assembly members to organize or strengthen existing neighborhood watch committees. The assembly will take charge of this. All our electoral areas, we will establish neighborhood watch committee. The neighborhood watch committee will be in the community with police visibility. Because when police visibility is down, it causes all these problems. So we will also support the police with all the logistics that they need.
Meanwhile, Alhaji Alidu tells Joy News a ban placed on all Ido-Fetal outdoor activities is still in force. It comes a day after police announced arrest of 3 people in connection with a shooting incident at a Salah Jam near Menchia last month.
We placed a temporary ban on all activities in connection with entertainment as far as Salah is concerned. For now, the ban is still in force. We are looking at the situation up till next year. If it persists, like I said, by that time, it is my firm belief that the artificial turf that we intend upgrading at Dogomoro Park will have been finished. We will organize the entertainment for the youth. By so doing, while the assembly is having the control of it, we will not allow anybody to go and hold or organize any entertainment elsewhere. Because at the end of the day, when there is any problem of this nature, the onus lies on the assembly. So,
from Kumasi for Joy News, Ohimi Teria reporting.
Now still to come, another tale from Germany as Joy News reporters return after a tour of that country to investigate the country's refugee crisis. Today we hear the story of a young Nigerian who crossed Africa's deserts and the Mediterranean into Europe to chase his dream of becoming a soccer star. Stay tuned. How would you go to achieve your dreams? Let me tell you the story of a budding Nigerian footballer who crossed Africa's dangerous desert and then the Mediterranean Sea to get to Europe. 20-year-old Anyacho Chinedu from southern Nigeria says he took the big risk to achieve his dream of becoming a soccer star. My colleague Fifi Kumsin caught up with him during a Joy News tour of Germany to understand the country's migrant crisis, sponsored by the German broadcaster Deutsche Welle.
It's just another training day at the Godesberger Football Club in the western part of former German capital Bonn. Today, it's not the regular players who are training on the pitch. These are refugees from different countries around the world.
I'm Stefan, and I'm the coach of the team of the refugees here in Godesberger Fußballverein. We started in 2015, in November 2015. The first 10 youth people came to us and we tried to play football with them. And on the first day it snowed here. And they came, 2 were barefoot and some had only short trousers, and so we needed to give them football shoes and clothes, and so we collected money and bought shoes and trousers, and so we started to make a little kind of training of football.
My name is Chinedu Anyacho. I come from Nigeria.
Anyacho Chinedu is one of Stefan's trainees. The 20-year-old left his home in Africa's most populous country, Nigeria. Today, he's in Germany and hoping to achieve a big life dream, becoming a soccer star. He talks about how he risked his life traveling across Africa's deserts and crossing the Mediterranean Sea.
I come to Germany from Italy to Italy. Yeah, but I come from Libya, from Nigeria to Libya, from Libya to Italy, from Italy to Swiss, from Switzerland to Germany. Of course, in Libya, I stay with my brother.
Tell us about the journey from Nigeria to
the journey from is not hard. It's not easy. The journey is not easy. Yeah, it's all about there's motor they normally call Hilos. The Hilos, they will just gather people, like 30 people in Hilos, like as a form of pickup. Yeah, with stick. You're going to use like something like stick. You hold the stick like this in the Hilos. Yeah, you know, some people can fall. If you fall in the Hilos desert, it does not concern the driver that carry people, or of course, many people die in the desert. If you die in the desert, that one concerns you.
From Godesberger, Anyacho wants to land a job with a big club.
I can play Arsenal, yeah. Arsenal, Barcelona.
Why?
Yeah, because they know how to teach ball. Yeah, and now to beat people up. Yeah.
He's one of many Africans in Germany who have traveled many miles through dangerous routes with the ultimate aim of achieving their dreams. Fifi Kumsen, Bonn, Germany.
Well, all the best to Chinedu there, but back home to Ghana, where the Akufo-Addo-led government says it will use the ranching system to end the continuous conflict between farmers and Fulani herdsmen. The Ministers of Agriculture and National Security revealed this at a program to launch the Ghana Cattle Ranching Project that is under the auspices of the 2 ministries. Here's a report by Bernice Abubedu.
Ranching is the practice of raising herds of animals, such as cattle and sheep, on large tracts of designated land, a practice this government believes will bring an end to the conflict between farmers and herdsmen. At a program to launch the Ghana Cattle Ranching Project and inaugurate the committee set up in March this year to oversee its implementation, the National Security Minister, Albert Kandapa, explained the choice of this government in dealing with the herdsmen menace.
This program is a program that can have a lot of different solutions. But we have decided on a particular one. Having talked to the farmers, having talked to the herdsmen, having talked to the experts, we believe one solution that probably can help us is the ranching system.
The Minister of Agric, Dr. Owusu Akoto, had this to say about the twofold nature of the project.
We are setting up this committee, we are launching this program to be able to tap into the knowledge of the Fulani and the skills of the Fulani in adding value to our livestock, in helping us to develop our livestock. They are not enemies, they are allies. That's how this government sees them. A program that this government believes will increase meat production in this country to feed the people of this country and also to as an export earning. And we feel that it is our time that we settle the long-term so-called conflict between us, the locals here, and the Fulani herdsmen.
The 17-member committee, chaired by the Agric Minister's Special Advisor on Livestock, Dr. Ponganane, comprises members from the Ministries of Food and Agriculture, National Security, Interior, Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, Inner City and Zongo Development, professionals in the cattle industry, and the Ghana National Association of Cattle Farmers. Here's Chairman of the committee sharing some details of their work and explaining how the project will be executed.
We're going to have committees at the regional and district levels. Every district has cattle in every district at the whole of the country. Here you see that there are a lot of academicians and so on. It will be at that level. The stakeholders within the districts are going to be heavily involved.
President of the Ghana National Association of Cattle Farmers, Imam Hanafi Sunday, believes this project is a step in the right direction.
If someone is moving from one place to the other, and then the person is not being monitored, no one knows where he comes from, no one knows where he's going, no one knows where he's settling, probably the perception in him is that nobody knows where I am. If he is a wrong person, he could do whatever he want to do. Or maybe you are coming from Burkina Faso or wherever. If there are route designated points for entries that between this government and the other government like Burkina Faso and other, I think the person going knows that he's being monitored.
How will this project fare in the coming months, and will it be the cause of an end to the conflict between farmers and herdsmen? For Joy News, Benis Abubeidu.
Now, I'm sure you've heard South Korean singing group Gracias sing in Twi like they own the language. Have you ever wondered how they're able to sing these Ghanaian songs beautifully without blemish? Well, Joy News' Maxwell Agbagba caught up with the only Ghanaian in the group, Douglas Yeboah. Douglas, who was born in Tema Community 1, is the man who has been teaching the group all the melodious Ghanaian songs.
Acquiring a new language can be very challenging, especially when one does not learn to speak it in their formative years. However, the Gracias choir from South Korea is an exception to the rule. Their ability to flawlessly sing in different languages across the world has endeared them to the hearts of many. Here at the 2016 International World Youth Camp, they sang an impeccable rendition of Machen Irade. I have come to the athletics oval at the University of Ghana to meet Douglas Yeboah at one of their dress rehearsals here in Ghana. Douglas is the only Ghanaian who is part of the Gracias choir. He was born in Tema Community 1. The bespectacled 30-year-old tells me how he joined the group.
Okay, there's the same program here. There's IY. There was like hosting in Korea, and I was but before then I was in the church. So we have like a group called Black Pearl. So we was invited to the choir, South Korea, and we performed, and they listened to my voice. Oh, you have a good voice. Why don't you join us? So we called some of the members in Tema here, and we asked them about the song. The big famous song is in Ghana now. That is going on. So if they give the song, then I have to write it, and I mean. The meanings and everything, then I show to them, then we arrange it, then we combine our voices together, then we do. Really at the beginning, it was really difficult. You know, our Twi language is not all that, like I said, that it's not that famous in the world actually, and it's really difficult actually.
You have heard South Koreans sing in Twi, but what does it sound like to have a Ghanaian sing in Korean? Douglas, who has lived in South Korea for a decade, sings to me one of his favorite songs.
No
is 31-year-old Mexican Julio Gonzalez singing his version of the Chi song to the applause of many. Julio has traveled around the world with the group since 2007. The man from Mexico City has been recounting to me his journey with the Gracias choir.
Your language is one of the most difficult in African languages, you know, but luckily we have a friend from Ghana. His name is Douglas, and then he teaches us all the songs and the pronunciation, the rhythm, everything. Yeah.
So, but what's your favorite Chi song?
Wow, it's difficult to say. I have many different songs that I like. Like, I like Awawa Dobeni, I like Enkwa Bodo, I like Ampara and Yesudomi. Yeah, I like many songs. It's difficult to say.
Ongoing now is a dress rehearsal for Christmas cantata by the Gracias choir. Julio Gonzalez is also playing a role in this. But one of the most fascinating scenes is when they come out later, all of them singing in Chi. Yes, you heard me right, in Chi. But Julio Gonzalez tells me it's one of the most difficult things to do.
Well, they're not only mastering the language, the dance moves as well seem impeccable. But you're still watching Joy News today. It's now time for business when Emmanuel Abuajibi will be showing you one or two moves of his own. Stay tuned.